Good morning and welcome to another episode of Real Talk. It's been a while since I've gotten to talk to you due to some unforeseen circumstances, but I'm glad to be back with you, and we're going to be talking today about finishing strong. We are somewhere in the land between Christmas and New Year's. So I want you to finish strong. The word for that is resolve. Get the resolve for what you want. Resolve is to decide something firmly and take action. So don't wait until the first of the year to do a New Year's resolution. Make a resolution today. Make that resolve today. So we're nearing the end of 2020, thank God, right? It's been a crazy year, but you can end it strong, even though it has been a crazy year and unforeseen circumstances, unforeseen things that none of us saw coming, and we still don't know. I mean, we never really know what's coming, but we think we do. We think we can control it. But in order to finish strong, you have to have a made-up mind. You've got to set your sights on the prize. It makes me think of the 4-minute mile. Now, I'm not an athlete, but I do know a little bit of history, and there was a man named Roger Bannister who set the world record for how fast you can run a mile, and he set it in just under 4 minutes. And his record is 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds, and he was at the age of 25. That was years ago. I didn't write down what year, but years and years ago, I think like in the 1950s or something, 50s or 60s. But everyone told him it couldn't be done. It can't be done. No one's ever run the mile that fast. No one's ever done it in 4 minutes. But he didn't listen, and he tried it anyway. He did it anyway. So Roger Bannister at age 25 set the record at 3 minutes and 59.4 seconds. Since then, I read once, the following year, 11 people set that record. They were able to do it because they saw someone do it, and then they thought they could do it. Since then, the 4-minute mile has been broken by 1,400 athletes, and they said it couldn't be done. The current record is 3 minutes, 43.13 seconds by a fellow from Morocco, and that was in 1999, and he was age 24 at the time. And I'm sure I'm going to butcher his name, but this is what it sounds like. Hikam El Jarouz. He's from Morocco, like I said. But the 4-minute mile, and I mean, I've run some 5Ks, but I'm not really an athlete, and these folks are just flying by you. To run a 4-minute mile is like going 15 miles per hour. So think about that. So those folks didn't take no for an answer, and they broke records, and they reached their dreams and goals. They just resolved to do it anyway. They took action, and that's what you have to do. You have to get a resolve and take action for what you want to do. Recently, I've been looking up old stats on Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm in the community of following stats and healthcare and bodybuilders and folks who do those kind of things. Everyone told Arnold that he couldn't do it as well. And he said he grew up poor and hungry, but at one point he became hungry to be the best. And he had his eye on the prize. And he couldn't be talked out of it. He said there were so many naysayers that just said, it's not possible, you can't do it. But at the age of 15, he started lifting. By the age of 20, he was Mr. Universe. And then he went on to become Mr. Olympia 7 times. So a poor boy from Austria can do it and start at 15. I mean, how old are you today? And what could you start doing today? And then he went on to do great things. He wanted to come to the United States, and he wanted to become a movie star, and we all know he did that. I mean, Terminator and Predator are some of the greatest movies, in my opinion. I love them. I watch them over and over. Then, of course, he went on to become the 38th governor of California, and he's currently on the President's Council on Fitness and Sports. So he was unstoppable because he made up his mind to be unstoppable. And now, no one's perfect. No one can just start from the bottom and shoot straight to the top like an arrow. Everyone makes mistakes. but that doesn't mean to stop. I've heard people say before, well, it didn't work out, must not be meant to be. Well, that's not true. But if that's what you're speaking into your reality, then it is true for you. But I don't want it to be true for me or you. So let's take steps. Take steps towards your dreams and goals. If you never take a step in that direction, you'll never reach them. Don't be embarrassed if you mess up. Do it again. Do it afraid. Keep getting up. Keep doing it. I started going to the gym this year. And then COVID hit, and then they were closed, and then they were opened, and I got back in there. I was actually on a schedule, but I fell off the wagon. I was in a community of other weightlifters online, and a lot of people continue to do things at home. I saw their videos. I was watching videos to learn techniques and things. But I'm going to start back up before the first of the year. It's not going to be my New Year's resolution. It's my today's resolution. So I'll be back in there. I'll be working on myself, all parts of myself. How about you? Will you make a plan? Will you write it down? Will you make a phone call? Will you try something new? Maybe you'll break a record. Will it be in sports? Will it be in sales? What will you do? Will it be a personal goal? Will it be a record that's set that you can break? Let's do this. Whatever it is, you can do it. You can take a step toward it. I know a fella named Gary Cassey. He's actually a pastor in Columbus, Ohio, but he's also in sales. And he was praying about what to do. And during their yearly sales meeting where they gave out awards, he was way down the list, like number 50 out of 50. I don't remember, but he was way down the list. And he just started praying about it, and he made a resolve that he would like to, do better at his business and not just flail and wonder where his next paycheck was going to come from. I mean, I'm a firm believer in God as our source. So if you pray and get an idea, even better. You're not just out there on your own. But he said he got the idea. He heard the Lord tell him to answer the phone every time it rings. And I guess he didn't do that before. He said he had the busiest year he ever had. And when he went back to the awards ceremony the following year, he was second place. So he moved way up the ranks just in a short amount of time. And everyone asked what he did. And he said, I answered the phone. I went when I needed to go. I didn't make excuses. And I think that's the key right there is don't make excuses. I mean, if you make an excuse and you mess up, you miss a day at the gym, you miss a sales call, you forget to call someone back, it happens to all of us, especially around the holidays, especially through COVID. There's been some definitely trying times, but get back up again. Cross that goal off your list. Become determined. Get a resolve. Don't listen to the naysayers. Do what you need to do. And that goes for personal time as well. I mean, you can reverse this thing. Reverse it. Usually we think about we need to become more disciplined. We need to read more books. We need to go to more meetings. We need to talk to more people. We need to get up earlier. We need to take care of all parts of ourselves, body, soul, and spirit. But there's also those who are workaholics, who don't take out time for themselves, who don't take out times for their families. And then those things start to suffer. Their family time or their health, or before you know it, your kids are grown and you haven't spent the time with them that you want. And maybe that's true for you right now. Well, we can't go back, but we can start today. We can start today, and in sales we talk about time blocking, also putting yourself in your calendar. Putting yourself in your calendar for going to the gym or having some downtime. Everybody needs a little bit of downtime, because if you're running on empty all the time, it's not good for you or anyone else. You're just kind of half doing your job when you do it. And we've all done it. There again, take a deep breath, pull up your bootstraps. You've got this. You can do this. So take time for yourself, but also be very determined in your goals and don't let people talk you out of them. I have let people talk me out of things several times and then regretted it later when, you know what's best for you, and I know what's best for me, especially if you're praying and you're stepping into that calling or into whatever the reason is for your life. Maybe you don't know. Isn't that something fun to find out? Start today. Find out what your purpose is. Find out what your reason is. It just is in the small things of life. It doesn't have to be a huge undertaking, or maybe it is. But if you start today, you're going to find out. If you don't start today, you may never find out. So we need whatever you've got. Just look around us in the age that we live in. Crazy things. We've got telephones, and it started way back with basic things like telegraph. We can watch movies anywhere on our phone. We can FaceTime people so we can see their face and listen to their voice at the same time, which I love. And these are for things not too long ago people thought were impossible. I mean, we fly around the world in airplanes. We've sent people to the moon, and they're currently working on making that to where just everyday people can do that, not just astronauts. So anything is possible. And I know I probably mentioned this before. I read a book by Dr. Caroline Leaf. It's called Think, Learn, Succeed. And the whole gist of the whole book is there is no box. We hear think outside the box. Let a different set of eyes look at it. Let's look at it from a different perspective. There is no box. There is no certain way to do anything. We just think there is. So get your pen and paper. Let your imagination flow. Work on those ideas. Work on the current business that you have. Maybe you're supposed to start another business. Maybe you're the one that's going to bring an end to poverty in your town or in the United States or across the world. Maybe you're the one who's going to bring an end to COVID. It makes me think of when I worked at Tech, we would have meetings and we would go in and brainstorm. If you want to get together with your friends or your other colleagues, get together and brainstorm. That's just a way to throw ideas out there. You can even do that with yourself. That's a great thing about journaling or writing things down. Journaling is a great accountability. You can go back and look at the past year. If you've journaled this past year, I encourage you to go back and read your journals and see what goals that you've accomplished and celebrate those things. And things that you have come close to doing, don't give up on them. Because what if all these great inventors had given up before they got there? We wouldn't have a lot of things that we have today, or we would have to wait in the future for someone else to discover them. So whether you're going to discover something, or you're going to lead something, or whether you're just going to be that smiling face that someone sees every day. Maybe you've become discouraged and you quit smiling at people. Heck, maybe your face is covered with a mask and we can't see you smiling. But start waving at people again. We've got to do something to encourage people and help them. But you've made it all year. I'm sure you've done some great things. You've made it through. If you've gotten laid off, hey, you're still here and you're still making it. So I'm encouraging you to keep going. Finish the year strong. Let's do this. Let's finish strong. I'm going to finish strong. How about you? Let me know. Let me know what some of your goals are that you've accomplished and some crazy things that you're planning for next year. Make some far out goals. Make some goals that may be easy to obtain. Celebrate those things. Celebrate your victories. And I'll celebrate with you. You can email me at boyerterritory@outlook.com, or you can reach me on Facebook or MeWe or Parler or any of those others, or you can call me on my cell or call me at the office, reach me on the website, all kinds of ways to reach me. Holler at me going down the street. But I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to finish the year strong, and I hope that you do too. And if you're still working, or if you had to change jobs, keep your credit clean and don't quit your job. I'll see you next week.